And we're back. Tits up, bitches. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Dead Bitches Brunch. My name is Leahs B. Kicking it with me tonight is my co-host, Leah Pettibone. Just coming back from surviving Night of the Zooligans as a zombie, as the undead. So you killed it, by the way.
Thank you. Feeling like a zombie today. As a zombie should.
Yeah, it's like I had to pretend to be one yesterday, but now today I really am one.
Really took effect.
Right. No. Well, Makeup Billy is having some technical difficulties, so I'm just going to be upfront with people. I might not be able to add her onto the stream or not. We're just still kind of working that out as we go, but hey, we're here. You all are here, our lovely supporters. So yeah, we're just gonna come on and kick it and talk about, us all things, all horror, gore. We've got a lot going on with the Carrie challenge. So should we just start off with that? Should we just let the people in the
Why
make
not?
them wait? Make them wait.
I don't know. Do they want it? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, you guys
Do you
want to
hear about the
know
Carrie challenge?
this exclusive mask that's going to be released for it?
Some deep dark secrets.
Oh, well, referring to secrets. Brandon was talking about his question of needful things.
Yeah.
For last week's episode, and he's like, I meant it as a joke. You guys took it all serious. And I'm like, here, Leah's like, I probably swear too much in front of my kids, feeling bad in front of everybody, and I'm like, I ain't saying shit.
It's like a full-on fucking confessional at that point. Like, one time when I was 13.
I'm not saying shit about this.
Right. So, that's probably why I had so many views. Yeah. Everybody wanted to see it.
She's gonna say it. I know she's gonna say it this time.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think my item, if I remember correctly, because I don't know, that my item that I chose might have been the toilet that Elvis died on, I think.
Oh yeah. No, that was a good one though.
Good times.
An object for anything.
Drunk words are a sober man's thought, right?
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. You never know what's gonna come when you're hanging with the dead bitches.
No. Which, speaking of, hey, bitches and booze, we always encourage, having a little cocktail, some libation on there, but first drink responsibly, Yeah. Good. What are you? Is the undead sipping on anything tonight?
You know what? After last night, I was like, I'm gonna take it easy tonight. So of course I busted out a White Claw. And a 24 ounce. So it's enough. But yep, got my White Claw and my cute little Halloween cup here because we are into October now, so it is spooky season for normal people.
Yes. Even though it's every day for ourselves on there.
Absolutely.
There's like this blue. This sounds like such like bum juice drink that I'm drinking, but it's just vodka and like Sunkist like blue raspberry soda.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes. So it's just light and stuff. We had an early football game this morning, so kind of like Putin rally for our second happy hour. But we've got this. So the mask that first place will win for the Carrie challenge is the Gore Horror. You folks have until the 29th to get your videos in. So time is a ticking.
Yep.
First place gets the first mask pulled. So the very first, I don't even get to keep the very first one. So the very first one is going to the winner. We're not holding that back on there. And this is not going to be a mask that is for sale. So only way to get this mask is to win it in this challenge right here. So you guys have until October 29th to get those in. And yeah, who doesn't like to, just throw buckets of blood on each other?
Gravity bleeds.
Challenge isn't just for guys. And then I'm going to share up here. We've had 3 contestants so far enter. And we're going to pull that up here. We'll start with our newest one, Lizzie Gates.
Gates, also known as the Cotton Candy Queen, and this is the Carry Challenge. I'm Lizzie Gates.
And then we have Lady Beast with the 5 gallons of blood. Let's see if it pulls up here for us.
This is Lady Beast, and I'm doing the Carry Challenge. This is Lady Beast.
And then our first entry, Ruth.
Take me to church, child. Get the shine of the light. Then you can shop and get it out. Offer me that. Let me in my life. Take
So good.
Yes, so good. So thanks again, ladies. Lady Beast, we did a surprise drawing last episode between the first 3 contestants that entered for a year 1 bango that we had here at the house. The winner of that was Lady Beast. Congratulations again. That package is on its way to you. And one day, just hit me up. We're going to tell you the backstory about that mask. It's got a good tale that goes along with it. So, and then I'm going to also have you guys, the Carry Challenge for us isn't just about having fun and playing with big old buckets of blood. It does have purpose and meaning to us. And so to find out all the details about the Carry Challenge, a little bit more why we started this, you can check us out at deadbitchesbrunch.com. And I will share that for you here as well. Maybe. Yep. So this takes you right here to our page at deadbitchesbrunch.com. If you have a guest or an artist that you'd like to see featured on the show, you can let us know. You can follow us on all of our socials. This takes us right to your YouTube, but you can also click right here and learn about the Carry Challenge. And this takes you to our amazing landing page for the Carry Challenge created by and read a little bit more about what the Carry Challenge means to us here at the Dead Bitches Brunch, all of the rules. We also have our blood recipe that is really inexpensive and you can make for less than $4. It's super inexpensive. Also, you can see a little carousel of some of the prizes that are included in the packages. The winner will be announced live on October 30th. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun prize packages on there, guys. So,
and I do just want to say, if you're scared of getting cold water dumped on your head, just use warm water.
Mm-hmm. You know, when I did it with room temperature water.
Yep.
So yeah, it was fine. So it doesn't have to be all freezing on there. But yeah, we have looks like Makeup Billy will be coming on here soon, guys. So thanks for just bearing with us and our random ramblings on here.
Yep. You love it.
You guys love us. You like it. You like hanging out with us.
What's not to love, honestly?
Yes. We encourage you to have a little cocktail, relax with us, get you in a good place before life starts again on Monday.
Yep.
Hey,
Back to real life tomorrow.
But we don't
Gravity
talk about
bleed.
that shit here.
Yeah, right. Fuck that shit. This is brunch, bitch.
Brunch, bitch.
Gravity Bleeds says, show them the mask lids.
All right. Well, we are going to, and this is the Gore Horror.
Putting the gore in gorgeous.
Yes, yes. There she is in all her glory.
So good.
So good. So this mask will go to first place, and it's gonna be a random drawing. There isn't gonna be somebody's was better, more creative. Anybody who enters has an equal chance of winning this. And this is her. This is the actual mask that one lucky participant, very lucky participant, will get first place, will win this mask among other prizes. We have 3 prize package levels. I think all of the packages are amazing for each one.
Definitely.
But this is going to first place. And
you know you want it.
You want it. You want it. She's so nice. I haven't strapped her yet because if we have a gal that wins this mask, I want to ask first how they want it strapped. If you just want this solid strap, if you want it to snap in the back because it's easier to work with your hair. But this is her.
Amazing.
Gravity Bleeds.
As always, thank you, Gravity Bleeds, for all you do for the dead bitches.
Yeah, she is our executive clown bitch producer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is it, guys. So I hope this maybe will excite some people who are saying they're going to do the carry challenge. Yeah, get out there, get your bucket of blood, do it. Right now, it's between 3 lovely ladies right now, but hey, give them some competition out there, folks.
Yes,
good cause.
Please do.
Yes, this is our Gore Horror. But yeah, she's cute. Let's see here. So, you were a zombie cheerleader last night.
That I was.
Yes.
As my cheerleader costume is still drying as we speak, and my pom-poms are still freshly sticky with blood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, we are going to have our episode next week. We are going to have Chelsea FX on with us, and she did all of the zombie makeup for the zombies that were on stage.
She did. She literally did zombie makeup for, I want to say she started at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't even stop at 5. She was touching everybody up. So she did her thing all day long, nonstop. And she was just so amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
so I'm excited to talk to her next week about her take on all that and all this zombie stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a good one next week. We'll be having her on. We have some behind the scenes footage and stuff. I had my dead bitches on the ground reporting back. Thank you for the short video clips. That was my one memo to them. I'm like, I need video clips. I don't need them to be too long that you can't send them to me and then I can't upload them on the show. So yeah, it's going to be a good one next week. So make sure you guys check us out for that. Let's see here. What else we have going on here? We just wrapped up our All Hail the King month in September. If anybody checked out our September episodes, let us know what you guys thought of that. Do we want to bring back Stephen King month
annually?
Annually? Do we want to see this again? Did we have fun? I do know that we didn't do as many episodes last month as we had wanted to do. Life just kind of came up on there. But yeah, so let us know. Dub says he's gonna do the Carrie challenge once he gets a prom dress.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, you know what?
I mean, prom dress isn't required, but if that's the effort you want to go with your challenge, then go for it. But
Yeah.
you've said it now in the chat on the show, so
We're expecting
take
it.
back. Yeah, now we're expecting it. So
Even if it has to be a makeshift, sheet of a prom dress, we'd love to see it.
yes,
And like Lindsay B said, we're not basing prizes on creativity. It's all random. So, even if you're just in your, your work clothes or something, you're like, hey, you know what? Let's just do this shit right now. You still have a chance to win.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Folks have until the 29th to get those videos in for us. And we're not gonna do your video, take your pictures, tag us at Dead Bitches Brunch. So it'll be a good time. Well, folks, the moment has arrived. The guest of the hour.
Guest of honor.
Guest of honor. So we are so stoked to have her on. And I realized I deleted the promo graphic. So yay me. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and this is Makeup Billy, y'all.
What up, my dudes?
Hey!
Makeup Billy! In the house!
Oh, man. How you guys doing?
We're good.
Good.
Yeah, no, we're good. Thank you so much for coming on with us. We really appreciate it.
I'm stoked to be here. I'm stoked to spend a little fun time with you guys.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
most definitely. Anybody who's watched our episodes have probably heard us joke like way more often than it's appropriate that when Leah and I grow up, that when we grow up, we want to be Makeup Billy.
Stop it.
It's true. We're big fans of your works and have been fans of your work for a long time. For those folks watching, if you do not know, as you can see peeping behind Makeup Billy, she is one badass mask creator. Somebody that we're a fan of. Gravity Bleeds is a fan of. And it was funny because we didn't even know that we were all had this mutual, we were all mutual collectors of your masks and loved your work and stuff. And when we added Leah on to Dead Bitches Brunch and stuff, we were talking about who do we want as a future guest on here and stuff. And we're like, one day Makeup Billy will come on our show.
Oh, hell yeah. As soon as I saw your guys' message, I'm like watching a couple of your episodes and I'm like, oh, this just seems too fun. I love connecting with other horror lovers. Like, that's key,
Yeah.
For sure.
No, definitely.
Oh.
Yes. It's a dream come true to have you here with us.
No,
Yeah.
stop it. I love you guys.
No, so we're just gonna hop right into it. We had talked about during our test call about doing a segment called "The Mask Made Me Do It," and Leah and I are gonna show off our gems in our collection, and then we would love for you, Billy, to show off some creations that you have cooking up in your studio.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah,
folks,
I'm down.
You know it, you love it. The mask made me do it. We need to get some sound effects on those things.
Non-copyrighted, of course.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's the key in life here. So
Oh,
this lovely lady here, the Bloody Mary.
so good. So good.
Well, this is actually a Valentine's Day gift between me and Brandon. So, nothing says true love like latex flesh.
True dat.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Oh.
we absolutely love her. She's so creepy and gooey. And I love how the straps are a lot thinner back here. So you can really just
Hide your hair. That's so
hide
key,
your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Super creepy. Like, this is a look. This is totally a vibe.
Totes.
Yeah, I'm gonna just chill here for a second. What do you got, Pettibone?
All right. Well, right here just so happens to be Glasgow.
Oh. Oh, you guys both pick wicked masks. I had no idea which ones you both had before you guys just put that on. So good.
So
Oh
good.
man.
Yes. I agree too, because this one also does have the thin strap. So
Mhm.
you can make it work with the hair, because us dead bitches, we got all this hair to work with. And
So much hair.
yeah, this mask was one that we picked up at Crypt Keepers Halloween Emporium in Michigan.
No way.
Ray.
Oh
Yes.
my
And
God.
actually the owner, Dave, he's a buddy of ours. He was almost skeptical to sell this to us because he only had 2, and he kept saying, she's kind of busy. It's hard for me to get, as much as I'd like. So he was a little bit skeptical on the fence, but he let us walk out of the store with us, just, the grace of him loving us so much that we ended up taking Glasgow home that day.
You know what? That makes me so happy, because I remember getting that message from him. And as an artist who's like, I do this by hand, it's one by one,
Yeah.
I just remember him asking me. I want to say I made him 3 or 4.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember.
Yep.
But I was, even just that for me was hard to fathom. I'm like, that's a lot. But you know
Yeah.
what, dude? Like, you want to put it in a shop that gives other people opportunity to like find it,
Oh, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah, it was cool too. And I think it actually included maybe on the tag or with the card that had your info on it. And so that was when we, hopped on Instagram and found you and started following you and, just gushing over everything you do. And yeah. Yep. It's yep.
Oh my goodness. So now I gotta pick one.
Yeah.
We're not limiting you. I mean, of course, if you just want to like do a fashion show or a parade of your work, we're fine with that. You can get some lights.
I'm like, who's behind me? So I'm gonna, the Glasgow clown is a new. I kept making Glasgows, and you hit a point where you're like, I just really want to see this as a clown.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't know how it was going to work out. So let me show you guys.
We love clowns.
Yeah, very pro clown here.
Super clowny.
Brandon and I almost got hashtag clown love trending briefly at one time.
Aww.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
I love it. It's amazing.
It's always that terrifying moment when you go to put drippy blood on a mask. You would know that. And then it's like, I hope it falls where I want it to fall.
Right. This could go one of 2 ways.
Yeah, but I was super happy in the end
with how this guy came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, when you're making these things, I don't plan it. Like I have a paint scheme now for like a couple of them that I kind of stick to, but
yeah,
I never they're all unique. Everything's unique, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't no robot. So right. And like I've always, I don't know about you guys, but like I've always been that jackass who's like, I love going thrifting or just finding unique stuff. And I know how that feels when you're like, I'm the only one that has literally this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are those jackasses too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Unite.
Yeah, we can relate on that.
Oh,
I would say most of the masks we own are pretty much like custom masks too. There's a couple that we've gotten that are like part of like bigger runs or mass production of things, but then we'll get those customized and stuff. Or well, I'll say Leah will get it customized. I get whatever mask I can like steal behind Brandon's back in the studio. Right. Or one more at like 2 a.m. Like, this is my secret.
Mine.
This one's mine. No, he's good. He'll make me one every once in a while too.
If you're lucky, yeah.
Yeah, well, we both collect, so it's not like we need like duplicates of them and stuff. So when we're together, it's like his is mine, whatever. So it all works
Yeah.
in there.
I know. Well, you know, I have certain things that I like claim as mine, and then you know, like everything else, I basically consider TJ's because he like winces when I touch things and like take them off the heads. And he had come home from work one day, and you know, because we put them all on foam heads, but like wrapped with plastic to like preserve the latex and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
we were buying like little wooden circles cutouts basically from Michael's to glue the heads on, you know, so like it holds and everything. And he came home one day and I had painted like 20 of the little wooden circles black, and it was like, okay, like I already knew like what was going through his mind, like she took all the masks off of these and like God knows where she put them, you know. Like,
Oops.
and I'm like, it's okay. I said I labeled every single one, so I knew like exactly where to put them. And yeah, it's a big deal. It's like, you know, precious babies in the house.
That's exactly it. I've always said it. They're little spooky babies, and that's what collectibles are to us, right?
Yep.
They're like little pieces of us.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's so funny when people don't understand. Like I had almost 5 different Michael Myers masks at one point, and I just remember my friends like, "Are you a psychopath? They're all the same dude." And I'm like,
No.
See this one? Like, let me break this down to you.
They're most definitely different. Yeah. Well, we stayed in our hotel room this weekend for a night of the Zooligans, and we each brought a mask, which we didn't even wear because we had like the zombie attire. But we're like, you know, there's always a good photo op, you know, a mask. Like you just got to bring a mask.
Yeah.
So we brought them like on the foam heads and everything, and we're walking into the hotel at like 11 p.m. on Friday night, and I had the heads with the mask on them in my arms, like 2 little bundles of joy, you know. And I was like joking, you know, and I went, mwah, mwah, you know, kissing them like they're babies because they are.
Legit.
And especially for you because they're your own creation, so they really are your babies.
Yeah, honestly, they're little spooky babies and they bring me so much joy, especially when I see folks like you ending up with them. I know they're in a good home, and that's the best part. You know what I mean? Ugh, I love that.
No. And you have a lot more on your site here too. I want to pull that up here for you guys to check out. Let's look here. And you have until about, you would say like the 15th, Billy, to be able to order and still get it in time for Halloween?
Absolutely. Because so shipping to Canada, it's about 2 to 3 business days. And then shipping to the States, they say 5 to 8. I've been lucky. The majority of folks have been getting it in 5 business days or even less recently. But I would say the 15th. Let's be safe. Yeah. Oh, she's so scary. My new prom date, let me put that on. I'm sorry.
So good.
So unsettling. When I was like painting it, I was like, I just really want to bring this kind of dramatic makeup back because I'd done it in the past. And I just stopped doing it. I kept doing bloody ones and just very ominous ones. And then I was like, no, I need this. And as soon as I was like, oh my God. It's like this weird, like creepy love doll comes alive. Good luck. You know? Like,
yes. Totally appreciate that.
I think she's behind me. She's somewhere. Those moments where you're just staring out into the abyss of like heads. Yes, I see her. Give me a second. No. No, my dudes. There she is.
Oh, I was gonna say we're gonna see like a head scurry.
Shot.
Yeah.
So I think here I am trying to like adjust it by looking at this. And there's a bit more breathing space, right? Because I have nose holes, I have the lip holes.
I love that.
Nice.
With lashes and all.
Oh yeah, I had to go full lashes.
And
you know, doing this makeup was harder than doing my own makeup.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yo, symmetry. Ugh. I love doing gory stuff, but like as soon as we get to symmetry and stuff, I'm like, oh hell no. She kind of vogues. It's like you
Yeah.
got those angles.
Yes, but her lips are voluptuous too. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's so rad. It's fun because I have another one that I'm working on, but I'm doing it more pinks,
Okay.
pale pinks and purples. And I've been thinking, I'm like, I sometimes even put real hair on as eyebrows. So it's like those weird moments, right? Where you're just like, what do we do with this one? I'm always like, let's wait till we're inspired and go.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like, specifically that mask, is there like a huge inspiration behind it, or just like a combination of different inspirations?
Totes. So the prom date came from my brain. I had a moment where I was like, I want to make a bunch of skinned, like a line of skinned mask faces. So you have Mr. Glasgow, who is a skinned one. I have Silly Willy, who's right here, the skin clown. And then I have Larson, who's like a smaller shaped face, who's very like, I don't know, scary. And then you have the prom date. So my whole concept between the prom date, behind the prom date was, why bring a date? No, was it? Yeah, why bring a date while you can wear one? Right?
Ooh.
Right? So I'm like, that would be the coolest serial killer, where it's just like, I wear mine. Kind of like freaking, that guy in The Office there, Dwight, when he wears it.
From the CPR training.
Yes. And for some reason, Patrick Bateman just popped into my head too.
Absolutely. That like whole like just strange, like sociopathic kind of dude who's like, I'm just, and I like it because it plays off the whole like gender roles too. Like I've been wanting to take a picture of a dude in a suit wearing it, and I've also wanted to take a picture of like, you know, the girl wearing the dude mask kind of thing, like throw it all the ways, you know what I mean? Just because it's like, it's cool, you know, or have a dude in a dress wearing it. Why the fuck not?
Sure, it's for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's sick.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta say too, I love all of your pictures of like you with the masks on too. Like they're just top notch. Like if the mask wasn't a seller already, like the pictures just do it, you know, do it all in.
Oh, I appreciate that. Because pictures, it's one of those things, being an artist, you know, you do the hands-on stuff, you know, you do the whole creative, like behind it, the hand building, and then you hit a point where you're like, hey, well, I have to show this to the world.
Yep.
And it's just like, you know, I might see a creature a different way. Like I love my girl, Sarah McCabe's modeling. Sarah McCabe's modeling. She's wicked. She's on Instagram. She bought the Glasgow too. And she's been rocking it, not as Mr. Glasgow, but as Lady Leatherface. I was like, girl, you get it. Get it. Do it.
Hot.
Yeah. And like, I love that. It's so fun seeing people make them come alive in different, like, you know, things I wouldn't have thought of.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how long, whoops, and I just clicked a button and lost everything. Okay, we're back. So how long have you been making masks for?
Oh man, I'm getting old, guys, like 10 years. Yeah, I'm on my 10th year. It was basically right out of school. I came back home, like to my hometown, and I was like, screw this. I want to pursue this full time.
Yeah.
Well, full time. I started out part time, but
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's so badass. I mean, I see what Brandon has to go through, you know, being a mask maker, and just like the molds and the buckets of latex and this and that, you know, and then it's like you find out it's like, oh, there's this chick and she's totally badass and she's doing it herself out there. I'm like, oh, that's so fucking cool. Because like I remember the first time he was like, I need to go here at 7 o'clock. I need you to pour this mold. And I'm like, okay, not knowing how much all this shit fucking weighs. And I was like, sure, no problem. I was like, I need to research some of these things before I agree to doing that.
Right? I think a lot of people, like even now, a lot of people look on my Instagram or they'll see me at a convention and be like, this is so cool. And I'm like, you have no idea how messy and grueling this is.
Yeah,
like there's a reason why I work out and deadlift and squat, because these things weigh like 60 pounds.
Yeah.
And like you need a good back. You know?
I'm sure a lot of people don't realize too, like the structure that goes into it. Like, you know, like you both were saying, like setting alarms and all that stuff. Like, it's not like you can just, you know, wake up one day and be like, oh, I feel like doing a little bit of this and then pick up like, you know, next week. It's like you have to stay consistent with what you're doing and, you know,
legit. If you don't make, that's it. Like if you're not making something or whatever, you're not earning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I do, you know, I like it was never a thing. Like I'm doing this because I love it. And it's amazing that I can, you know, actually support myself too with it. But, you know, it was never like that huge thing in mind. Like, I want to be a billionaire making spooky masks. No, like, I'm just like, I want to sell my art and have fun, you know?
Yeah.
But if you want to do it full time, you need to be structured. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Constantly producing masks.
Yeah.
And stuff too. And then you also too, you have what you think is going to be your downtime, and it's not, because that's when you're taking your photographs and when you're editing, and doing all of that jazz. So
legit, it's like people see me online at 5-6 a.m. and it's literally me on my YouTube channel, you know, messaging back people, you know, checking out what's going on, seeing what's new in my messages, making sure I get back to emails like from, you know, the website. You got to be on it. And like, you know what, you have to love it. Mm-hmm. There was a moment early on in my career where I was doing like work on films, and you know, I was also working in a studio, like an effects studio, and I was just like, I'd get home and I'd look at, like, it was way back, I was making like my first Michael Myers mask, and I just remember looking at it like, I don't want to do this, like I'm tired, you know. And I was like, it was that mental moment where I like, no, like I've been wanting to do this since I was freaking like 12. Like I am not letting something shit on my fucking cake. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
no, I love it.
Yeah.
That's so badass. And now you're so very active on social media too. So you can catch you like streaming live on Twitch. You also are on YouTube as well. I believe you do a horror movie review show also. Is that on Mondays? I want to say.
Yeah, right? Movie Mondays. Yeah, movie Mondays are fun. And then I'm also doing like recommendation days, which are insane. Because I'm like, hey guys, like, you know, you can never see enough horror movies. And I'm just like, yo, shout me out shit. Like, I want to see something I haven't seen before, but it better be good. Because I give you movie Mondays and those are good. Like, and you know what? Everyone's been awesome. Like, I've seen some wicked movies that I was like, didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's kind of a recent one that's been really good to you that you just didn't know was out there?
Oh man, Black Coat's Daughter was actually really good.
Okay.
Normally I'm really like, new movies, but I don't know how new it was, but it was a really good exorcism-ish psychological thriller.
Yeah, I actually did happen to see that, I think within the past year, I'm gonna say, if not the past years, but it was a good movie for sure.
Right? It was like, I don't know, ambiance, everything was kind of like,
yeah. Yep, kind of like you're trying to figure out for a while like what's actually going on, and then when it happens, you know, it's like, okay. I can appreciate that.
That's it. I don't want to spoil anything, but as soon as I see some severed heads, I'm like, yes. Good. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I love that. Like, I love that about horror. Like, give me non-linear and just give me things I got to think about sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Gravity Bleeds, he says, I recommend Flesh-Eating Mothers.
Ooh, I haven't heard that one.
That's a good.
Jotting that down now.
Yeah. Right. No, it's good campy fun. Ridiculous acting, of course. And yeah, like moms eating their kids. So,
hey, you save money that way, right?
Not giving any spoilers. It's called Flesh-Eating Mothers. So that wasn't like didn't ruin anything for anybody on there.
Don't give me any ideas.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Be well behaved and lined up outside the door.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness. See, that's another wicked thing, because it's like comedy horror I was never that big into. Like, I love Motel Hell. That's pretty silly. but like I never really went too much past that. And it was recommendations, because not everyone's gonna DM you every day and be like, psst, watch this,
Right.
So it's like now I feel like there's a good hunk of people that know their shit.
Yeah.
And that are like, hey, watch this. And I'm like, okay. That's
and
good.
they're not trying to waste your time,
No. I hope no trolls.
Yeah, right.
Don't do it. They're just gonna get somebody rickroll me and like now.
Like, waste however many hours of your life watching Langoliers, for instance.
Goodness. Ayo. Is that a kid cartoon?
No, it's a Stephen King film and it's terrible. Don't even bother.
Okay, I was like, I've never heard of it. Won't do it. I'll dodge that bullet.
Yeah.
Not good.
That or
100% not good.
Yes. Gravity Bleeds might recommend Langoliers and Tommyknockers occasionally. Just say no. Just say no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, nobody's
I'll be ready for it. Like, nope.
Dodge that one.
Oh.
Oh gosh. So we were talking when we did our test call about some of our favorite Halloween movies. So this can be like either our Halloween movie that we watch every year, or one that is specifically about Halloween. So each one of us picked a film that we were going to chat about it a little bit here. So Billy, we'll start off with your pick here. And I believe we were talking because you watch this then every Halloween.
Totes. I always do the first and the second, like, and that's my last movie of the night before I go to bed. You know what I mean? Like that's my, and it just the music. I've been invited to parties where they played this movie and they're like, you need to stop saying all the lines. And I'm like, obsessed. I've always been obsessed with Michael Myers. That's why I make masks. So
yeah.
He's a babe.
He is a babe. Leah, yours as well was almost, but like we went with Halloween 3.
Yes.
Your pick on here.
And I gotta say, I totally agree with you, Makeup Billy. Halloween 1 and 2, total staple. It's like Halloween is not Halloween without Halloween and Halloween 2. It's like Christmas without Santa Claus. You know what I mean?
Fact.
So, yes, but Halloween 3 is another one that I just gets me into the mood for, the actual Halloween season, even though we watch the movie like throughout the year too. And like, we're always celebrating Halloween, but just the nostalgic vibe, growing up and just the masks and the kids getting so excited to, have the masks and then, the masks eat you alive. Like what's better than that to get you in the Halloween spirit?
It's true. It's a classic. It was always that song they play on the 7 Days of Halloween. I'm like,
Silver Shamrock. Yes. we have a mini wall in our house dedicated to that film too, where we have the masks and everything. So in the Silver Shamrock caution sign, and yeah, it's a good one. Even though it doesn't have Michael Myers, which you're totally right. Michael Myers is a babe. He's my favorite slasher. He's my favorite Michael. Even though it doesn't have him, it's still a good film. I think it's underrated. And if you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Halloween 3, yeah. So good.
It's a goodie. It's a goodie. So I picked a newer one, and that is Bad Candy. It is 6 short stories. And then it's kind of narrated by these radio DJs, one of them being Corey Taylor from Slipknot. And think of kind of a more polished version than like Trick or Treat. Not that Trick or Treat isn't polished, but that same vein of these 6 stories. And then there's a connection between them. And it's a newer one, but it's one, I've just, as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is going to be like my movie that just gets me into Halloween, because every story is about it. And it has good use of like kids in it as well. And lots of excessive pumpkin usages also. So I'm always pro an ungodly amount of pumpkins in any movie. So I'm like all for that. So yeah. So if you guys haven't seen any of those, check them out this Halloween, this October spooky season.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I don't think I've ever seen it. I might be wrong. I might watch it and be like, "Oh, I've seen this." But yeah, if you say it's more polished than Trick or Treat, and I love Trick or Treat, I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun. I think it has it starts out like each of the stories you're at first watching it and you're not thinking everything's going to connect, but they do kind of connect it all in a way. And yeah, it's and I very kind of unique and stuff. Sometimes when you get these compilation movies where they have like the short stories, it's kind of like a story you've kind of heard before and it's just a retelling or that interpretation of it. So I like that each one was a lot more of a unique story, or if it wasn't a unique story, it was a really interesting twist on it. And then if you are a fan of really creepy clowns, it has like one of the creepiest clowns in it that totally gives off Michael Myers vibes, because just most of it he's just kind of like just there and quiet and never says anything, and then he's even closer and you're like, what the fuck.
So ominous.
Yeah.
I love that about Terrifier when he's just there in the train station and he's just like beep beep.
Oh yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Right?
Because, Art the Clown, if I'm not mistaken, he was part of a short story series before they did the Terrifier.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And now I can't remember. Someone in the comments, let us know what's the. Yes, he definitely was part of another film before, and I want to say it was short stories before they did the Terrifier.
Yeah. I don't know. I knew the new one's coming out here really soon.
Yep.
Right? So that's going to be released in theaters.
Terrifier 2.
Oh, I only see comments now, so I can click private chat and comment. I'm like, what's going on? Noob. Sorry, guys.
Oh my God. Are
There's
you
a whole
kidding
party
me?
over here.
Okay, seriously, I'm a noob because I have been looking at my phone for like the past several weeks. So now
you got that little thing.
And I can see.
Ew. Oh my goodness.
Hallows Eve. Yes, Gravity Bleed says Hallows Eve. That's definitely the one with Art the Clown. Art the Clown is a gruesome motherfucker, and I love him for it, you know, but
yeah.
I actually, my sister-in-law, who is, I think she just turned 19, asked me for a list of horror film recommendations, so I sent her like the worst of the worst, you know, like, and when I say worst, I mean best.
Okay. I'm like
something that would like scar the minds of like you know, innocent 19-year-old and all of her friends.
Jeez, you're like Sallow, 120 Days of Sodom, enjoy it. It's like
yes. I'm like you know, Hereditary and like you know, all the worst. Like so she texted me one night and she said, yeah, we put the Terrifier on, but we just couldn't go any further. And I said, did you make it to the Saw part? And she's like, that's where we turned it off. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have, you know. And she's like, oh no, it's fine, you know. And then she actually asked me for more. She's like, we're blowing through this list, and I was like, really, you're asking for more after the Terrifier? But yeah, I went through and I sent her probably a list of like 30 films, so I hope that they're all, you know, her and her group of friends are packed into a twin size bed for, you know, the next couple months after watching these movies that I recommended.
That's so fun. You know what? You gotta share those spooky vibes with everybody. Because some people think they don't like horror just because they haven't seen the right horror movie.
Right?
Yeah.
So
no, 100%.
And really, you know, like even when I was younger, it was like I loved horror movies just for the fact that some of them did scare me, but I wanted to be scared. Like, even though, you know, when it gets time to like turn all the lights off and everything, and then you have to go to the bathroom at, you know, 1 a.m., like God forbid, you know, and you're like peeking out the door and you got to ask somebody to come with you. I wanted that. It was like a craving of feeling like I just want to feel scared, you know? So give me something that's actually going to scare me to the point where, you know, now I have to have mirrors covered when I go to bed, or like I have to shut the closet door. Give me that.
I feel that.
Covering mirrors in the
Oof.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm like sprinting my fat ass up the stairs. Like I'm like Mach 10.
Yeah.
Like you rewatch the horror movie in the basement, then you got to turn off the light because you got to go up the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never seen you move that fast. I'm like, oh, there's a murderer behind me. I just do it.
Oh my god, guys, I will never forget the first time I saw Ringu before The Ring, okay? And Ringu was terrifying. So then The Ring came out. I had the VHS on. The VHS got to the end of the tape. You pass the credits. Once you get all the way to the end, what happens? It starts playing the video. I remember sitting there and I was on the phone with somebody. I dropped the phone and I ran. That was one of my weird moments of like me being like a pussy. I was like, oh God, Vicky.
Oh my God. I was a total pussy when I saw that movie, and I probably talked about it on here before, but my best friend and I saw that movie together, and it was like after just watching that, we were like terrified. And I think that was like the first movie that actually scared the fucking shit out of me. And that tape was just like hypnotizing, you know, like you couldn't stop thinking about it ever. Like, all right, I guess if I make it past 7 days, like maybe I won't die, but I have to like sweat it out until then.
Yeah.
For me, Insidious was that movie for me.
Oh, so good.
Like, oh my gosh. When I watched that, like I freaked out so bad because I had nightmares that were like to a T scenes that were in that movie.
Like and in the dream state moments where they're like,
oh, in the room with all the doors and like the old lady, like all this stuff. And I'm like freaking out because I'm like, okay, I thought I just had really weird nightmares because I lived in a foreign country and I had like weird hippie parents, you know? So it's just like stuff subconsciously comes through or whatever. And then, then watching it as adult, oh my gosh, it scared me so freaking bad. And my brother was all like, I don't know why you're acting all scared about it and stuff. I'm like, oh no, like for a month, like couldn't be in a dark room. No.
I remember seeing it in theaters and I was so happy. I literally at the end, I'm not somebody who claps, but I like slow clapped. And I was like, because Insidious just comes up like the title and it's like violins kind of strings. And I was like, oh, I needed that.
Yep, those were definitely included in my list of recommendations for my sister-in-law. I will say probably, I don't know, it's probably like within the last year that I watched a documentary, Demon House by...
I really enjoyed it. Did
you?
My
gosh. I enjoyed it too, and I was like totally into it, and I believe like a lot of what they do is true. Like I feel like sometimes like it goes a little bit overboard with dramatics and stuff like that, but I swear after I watched that movie, it's like some weird shit was going on, and I don't know if it was like psychological or what, but like I watched the film by myself and I was like, oh, that was great, you know. And I go to use the bathroom and then I turn around and I look at the toilet and I swear like the toilet water was black. And I'm like, something's fucking with me. And like in the middle of the night, I felt like something was like rocking the bed. And I told and my husband's like, oh, I fell asleep. I want to watch it. And I'm like, I'm not watching that again. I was so paranoid. Like demonic shit is what really gets me. Yeah. And whether it's just like psychological paranoia, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not watching it again. And now I'm like, I still haven't watched like the uncut version or like the deleted scenes that they haven't included in the original film, just because that's like the one thing that actually terrifies me is like true paranormal demonic stuff.
Yeah, because it's like, who's going to save you? Is it actually a priest?
Yeah.
Or is it like a shaman? Is it going to be somebody who has like energy crystals? I'm always like, who can save you?
Right.
Who's the guy?
A big ass bundle of white sage. That's all I can say.
Get it going. Did you do it that night or the next day?
No, I didn't. I was just like, oh my God, I hope this passes, you know? And like the next day I was like totally back to normal. But the funny thing was, you know, because I've watched cursed films before. Like they always say The Exorcist is a cursed film, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Rosemary's Baby, on, whatever. Love the films, watch them over and over, nothing. So I watched this Demon House and I was all into it. And then after those like couple events happened, I was like, you know, I actually got paranoid to the point where I watched it on Amazon Prime. The next morning, I went on Amazon Prime and I like looked at the reviews, and there were like several people saying that like weird things happened to them after they watched the movie and this and that. And I'm like, this isn't making it any better, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, because it does give you the, you know, right before they actually start playing the footage and everything, it does say this is a cursed film. So to me, it's like, okay, it's cursed the people that are like in the film or people that went on the investigation. I'm totally fine. I'm in my fucking living room, you know, I'm in my jammies, like nothing's getting me. And then people were saying all this stuff was happening to them. And so I started believing it even more. And I'm like, either this is really happening or these people are just as like crazy and paranoid as I am. But either way, like it really, you know, I love that though, that like things can actually fuck with you psychologically like that to the point where you're like scared because I like being scared. Like I'm a freak, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I love that high. Being scared is a great high.
Mm-hmm.
Also, after I watched that movie, I go up to my boyfriend John is very factual, you know? And I'm like, I just watched this movie, okay? There's a haunted house, kids walking up walls. It was crazy.
Right.
And people are still going there and doing like satanic things. And he's like, Googles it for a second. He's like, that's the guy who has like a paranormal show. It's for sure all staged. And I'm like, no, don't break my heart. I believed it all. And like you read into it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the accounts are from nurses, the people who live there. It was not like the Amityville horror, you know?
Right.
So
yep. Yeah. It's
scary.
crazy too because they actually like after they filmed that, and then, you know, like I said, I watched that show Ghost Adventures that like the guy who bought the house is on, and like I know that he's rather dramatic. I believe that they do feel certain things because I believe in all the paranormal stuff, but I feel like sometimes they add to it. And then they actually knocked the house down afterwards. So like that leads me to believe like, okay, something was going on enough for you to like actually feel the need to knock the house down. But he took the actual basement stairs from the house and they're now in his haunted museum in Las Vegas. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like that's one of the places that I'd love to hit, but
yeah, you know, that's a good point because imagine how much money he could have made off of making that like a haunted hotel.
Oh yeah.
There's obviously something up with that.
Right?
That's a loss, right? Like, let's be real. You bought that property. It's like
for sure.
Yeah. Tax write-off? I don't know.
Speaking of haunted hotels, did you notice anything last night at the concert, Leah, as you were a zombie? Because the Thompson House is supposed to be a haunted.
The Thompson House is supposedly haunted, yes. And actually, Pretzel, he was planning on doing a paranormal investigation the night before, and things fell through, so he wasn't able to do that. But one thing that I did notice, and this could have totally been just like me being awake and, you know, undead all day or whatever, but when we were in there for a while, I slowly started to just feel this like exhaustion. And, you know, that's like a common denominator. But like I said, it could have been just like a number of things. But I feel like I felt that before in places that are supposedly haunted. So that was really all I felt. I didn't see anything crazy happen. I didn't get any vibes. There were a lot of people there. So I would have never noticed if there was like, you know, a secret door slamming or anything like that. But I will say, you know, because the Thompson House was like the home of, you know, the Tommy gun. So when I think of that, I think of like Winchester. And, you know, you've all seen like the stories and like the film of like the Winchester house and how everything was built just randomly. So we're upstairs and we're dressed as zombies and we're greeting these people that are coming in that have VIP packages. And I noticed that there is a doorway. It's like a wall and there's a doorway. And I want to say it's probably 3 feet off the floor. The door is 3 feet off the floor. And so it may be higher, and there's just like a random door. And I'm like, what the hell? Why is that there? You know, it's like a normal person, like I would have had to hop up to like get into that doorway. And I go over to the other side of the wall, and there's another door on the other side of this like mini wall. And I'm like, what is this? You know, like it reminded me of like the Winchester house with all the random doors and all the portals and stuff like that. So that was one thing I noticed that was a little bit off. But other than that, I would have totally loved to be there a little bit longer than the event was going on, and you know, get a feel for what may be going on there. But unfortunately, I didn't get anything normal.
Ooh, well, till next time.
Right.
All the spooky hotels.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's one here in Minnesota, not far from where we live at. It's called the Palmer House, and it's supposed to be super haunted. And then there's been all these like all the shows like Ghost Adventures and all those guys have like come through. And then they do ghost tours as well, where you can like they go through and they take you through their haunted basement and all this kind of stuff. And I do believe it, because there's people that I know that like work there as bartenders and stuff, and they can just tell all these crazy stories and stuff. But also I think some of the hauntings with it are really funny, because like one of the things that supposedly is haunted is this old like electric snowman that like if you plug it in, he doesn't turn on, but like if you're alone in the basement, he'll just like turn on and be like glowing down there by himself, which is creepy. Like
Fucking Frosty.
if you're down there alone. But when I was first hearing about it, they're like, oh, you got to check it out. This is the most haunted place in Minnesota, and you have to, you know, go here, and there's all these crazy stuff. And it's like, oh, and then the basement. I'm like, okay, well, what happens in the basement? Like thinking it's going to be like, the snowman turns on by himself.
Like, wait a second.
I'm like, okay, we got a short circuited snowman, but yeah.
Little do you know, he's consuming your soul while he's doing that and gathering it for his.
That's a $1 million Christmas movie, Christmas horror movie right there. Just
there
so
you
know.
go.
They're listening. I watch it
For sure.
Right.
There's just little dude glowing. Like, yeah.
At least a short story for Creep Show, or you know, Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No, it's funny. I thought it was pretty hilarious. Let's see here. Luke the Goon put in the comments, I think this is referring to the house you guys talked about. He said, unfortunately, in regards to you guys saying that the house was torn down. Damn, I'd be happy to get out of there before I'm traumatized. I'm with you on that one, Luke. You know, like.
Yeah.
You tell me the snowman glows, I don't need to go check out the glowing snowman, you know?
I believe you. I'll watch it on YouTube.
Right? Yeah. I'll check it out from not driving over there. What about you, Billy? Have you ever had like any like paranormal experiences, or are you into any of that?
Oh man, growing up, yeah. I was big into the Ouija board. Remember the Ouija board?
Uh-huh.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
Oh man. And
they say it's just a game.
Don't mess with that.
Yeah.
Like even in The Exorcist, it's like what, like the first 5 minutes or something, you just see the mom kind of like chuck the board.
Yeah.
And oh man, like I remember we were playing in one of my friend's basements. I must have been in grade 6, maybe. Like it was a long time ago. And she had a bunch of sisters, and we're all sitting in this hallway. And there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and stairs going up. Like 4 doors around us, okay, that were all open. There were no windows open. We're sitting here. It's like a landing. And we're playing in the middle. So it's me and her 2 sisters. And we're like, okay, give us a sign. You know, is anyone here? It says yes. Give us a sign. Yes. We're sitting there. We're waiting. Okay, well, and how long? It goes to 1. Now, my friend, I'll never forget this. She had one of those silly Timex watches. You guys remember that one that came out that was like yes or no?
Yeah.
We were like staring at it and like counting down the 1 minute. I swear to you, we hit, one's done. All the doors slam shut at the same time. They all run up the stairs. I'm still sitting there. You like that moment that you're like, you have your fight or flight? I'm just like, what? And like, I go up the stairs and they're like, get up here. And I'm like, did that just happen? Like, I had like such a delayed response time. And I was just like,
you're like, I'm not convinced. Do it again.
Yeah. Can he do it again? Like, I loved playing it. I loved pushing my limits and figuring out what it was. And it got to points where it's like, you look at your friend and you're like, you're pushing it, right? Right. And it got to the point where like, I feel like I'd play it and my energy was so, I guess, just fluid that like it would move. And I'm like, okay, like I need to stop this. I got to the point where like, I've seen some weird shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I just imagine like a 13-year-old Billy having this conversation like, you cut back on the Ouija, okay?
I gotta stop. Yeah. The
Freaky
scariest
shit going on.
That's it. It's like you gotta pick out all those times, over your life where it's like, okay, but was there a plausible thing?
Yeah.
That could have been there, but
trying to debunk
exactly
what's happening.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. I never messed around with Ouija boards. My parents were very, very religious, but I do remember we were out like at this, like we would go to like the remote parts of Mexico, like way out in the mountains and in the jungles and stuff, and we were having like this several day service thing, and so we were like camping out there, and then at night there was like these fireball orbs in the sky. Ooh. And like they were all being like, oh, it's like it's the witch doctors or the warlocks in the area, they're like, it's spiritual battle, like everybody must pray, and everyone's like praying and stuff, and I'm like, what else is like going on? Like why is there like fireballs in the sky? And it was weird. Like I still can't like describe it to this day. Like it was just like the weirdest shit, and we're like out like the most remote area, where they probably don't want these people, coming in, with their messages and whatever. And so, yeah, it was so strange seeing that in the sky. And I was like, okay, like, can't wait for this church service to be done with. Like, how many days long do we gotta go?
I'm gonna say aliens. It's always aliens. Like,
no, that's true. But then there's also that theory out there that aliens and demons are one and the same.
Ooh. What? I've never thought about this. Like, you guys just mind blow me.
No, I've been hearing it, like people talk about it more recently now, and then it's been kind of making sense to me, but I had to think of it in an opposite way, because when I was growing up, like when you grow up in Mexico, like crazy shit's happening like all the time, and like this is like the 90s in Mexico, so it's not like present day where they've had the internet for a while and things are very modernized. Like, no, this is like way back in the day. And supposedly like a UFO landed behind our house, and there was like news reporters and all these things, and it was this big hoopla in our town, and I was like, Mom, like what's a UFO, like what's an alien? Because these are things like I didn't know. I was homeschooled, I was sheltered, I was kept inside. I had no idea what aliens were. So then my mom explains to me what aliens are, and she's like, but they're made up so that when the rapture happens, they're going to tell everybody that it was people abducted by aliens, that it's not really the rapture. So they created aliens as a cover for everybody that's going to go missing during the rapture.
Whoa.
Right?
All right.
So then when I started hearing the theory that aliens and demons are one and the same, and I'm like, well, what if it's not a cover? It's just that they're the same thing. So
something for everybody to think about tonight while you're trying to get some sleep.
You know what? Now that you say this, on recommendation day, somebody told me to watch the movie. I think it's on Amazon Prime, called The Violent Kind.
Okay.
And it literally, The Violent Kind. And what it did was it took exactly those themes, aka, is it aliens, or is it exorcisms, or is it a home invasion? I mean, but seriously, now that you bring it up like that, I'm like, it's bananas.
Something to think about. Yeah. You know, when you start thinking too deep, like there's so much, like you could just go on and on. Like the other night when we were driving and we're like 4 hours into our trip, and I said to my husband, I'm like, I feel like I used to smell skunks a lot more than I do. And it was like a random thought, like somebody had like said that on Facebook. And I'm like, when I was a kid, I feel like I used to always smell like skunks. And now I don't. Like, are skunks becoming extinct? So that's like my first thought. And I'm like pondering. And then I start thinking, like, who created skunks? You know, like whatever God you believe in, or like, you know, if you believe, you know, aliens or whoever created us, because like we definitely got here somehow, you know, and somebody made all these creatures. And so I'm like, why would they create a skunk that has this like stink, you know, like, I don't know, essentially like a fart, I guess. And I'm like,
super fart guy.
I'm trying to like figure it out, you know, and like I'll be silent for a couple of minutes and then I start saying something else and I'm like, where did that come from, you know? And it's like, it's not just a regular fart, it goes for so long and, you know, so potent, like, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, I'm just mind blown right now, like, and I've never gone this far and thought about like why a skunk even exists, or, you know, why that would even be like a plan that was like perpetrated. Like, what the hell?
I love that. You know, we have so many things that we just kind of pass by every single day.
Yep.
And when you take those moments to just dissect something, you're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's your
I need answers.
Yeah. What is this? I love that.
Yeah.
They're so cute too.
I know, that's what I said, and then my husband's like something about like the cat family, and I was like, are skunks in the cat family? I don't know, like I guess I should have Googled it, because you know Google knows all, but
now we have all these questions, and then now that our phones are listening to us, then we'll have all these things about skunk facts.
My Instagram, all skunks now.
All skunks. All my YouTube video recommendations are about skunks.
The origination of skunks.
Yeah. And then they ask you, is the algorithm working for you? Do you like our company? And we're like, listen, it's not working the right way.
Yeah, I know. And then I'm like, wait, you know, because we were talking about conspiracy theories also on the ride. And then I'm like, are skunks a conspiracy theory? You know, is this like a pollution gas? Like so many people die after inhaling, you know, like, I don't know. It could just go anywhere.
Did you hear the one that birds are a conspiracy theory?
What? Enlighten me.
I don't know like the whole extent of it, because my teenage son was giving me the rundown of it, and I was like half listening to it. But he likes to find like whatever the new conspiracy theory that's being shared that everyone's kind of talking about. So, oh yeah, people think birds are fake, and there's this whole thing. And then when we go for walks in our neighborhood, these people are posting signs that don't, like homemade signs, to not let your house cat outside, because then like these house cats are like diminishing the bird population in the neighborhood or something. And I'm like, what's going on? You know, birds are fake, and then too many of them are dying. Like, which one is it, people?
Seriously.
Like, remember early internet? I remember early internet where there like really wasn't conspiracies. Like, you know, like you'd read, like, I don't know about you guys, I was always on unsolvedmysteries.com. It was like an old forum, and there'd be people writing short stories. You'd have urban legends, and like then you would have a lot of true crime, but it was like old format. Like Reddit to me is kind of like this, but polished, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, But
oh yeah, I'm totally into that. I'll be like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then I'll come out with like a whole conspiracy theory that I've researched. By the way, this is how we got on the topic of conspiracy theories. R.I.P. Coolio, because I said there's got to be a conspiracy theory behind Coolio's death, and then my husband's like, "Oh yeah, I think I did see," and I'm like, "Hey, there's one conspiracy theorist that I always watch his videos and I follow his pages, and I'm not even gonna say his name because they keep shutting him down. Which,
oh no,
red flags. If they're shutting it down, it must be true, right?"
Oh man.
Oh.
They think Coolio's death was a conspiracy. What's happening?
I know.
Like, what has Coolio been up to these last couple of years?
Involved. Like, this is all I'm gathering from your cryptic message you're delivering to us tonight.
Either that or he sold his soul to the devil at one point, and that's why he had this untimely death. So I don't know.
You know what was the worst part was I was in the living room and I just hear John go, "Hey Vicky, yeah, Cisco's dead." I'm like, "No." He's like, "No, it was Coolio." I'm like, "Okay, still no, but I'm still waiting for a Thong Song remix. I don't know about you guys, but
oh yeah,
bring it back
someday. Cisco was a big deal. I actually met him when I was in like 5th grade. And it was long before I even ever thought about wearing a thong. But the song was so good, and I used to dance, and so we had a jazz tap, whatever, and we performed a halftime show at one of the NBA Pistons games in Detroit, and not Coolio, my God, Cisco was there, and he did the national anthem, so we got to meet him and got his autograph and stuff, and I thought that was the coolest thing, and I'm like, yes, the thong song, and then
that's so cool.
Yeah, one day there will be a thong song sequel.
Legit.
One of the most inappropriate schools played at any middle school dance.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yes, you can just hear a teacher. Who was in charge of the music this year?
Oh yeah, I know. I remember that. All the school dances with to the window, to the wall.
Wow. That's it. That one, and what's the other one? Oh no, it's not gonna come to me. No, I'm brain farting hard. It's a girl though.
That ass up.
Oh, that my neck. My back. Yeah, that's it. Now we got the other one who came out with full on ratchet stuff. I wonder what kids have to do in high school now, to put on music and stuff. It's no, just they have to go on YouTube too and find copyright free music.
Right.
Right.
No words, just symphonies.
Yep. Acoustic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Well, you're going to be at Frightmare in the Falls.
Oh yeah.
So I get this up here. So you guys do have the opportunity to meet Makeup Billy in person. You have a vendor booth going on?
Totally. I don't know what the floor plan is yet, but I will be posting that on my Instagram as soon as I find out.
Yeah, so this is going to be Friday, October 28th and Saturday, October 29th in Niagara Falls, Canada. Sick lineup.
Yeah, legit. They got some good folks, man.
Yeah, they have some good folks there and stuff. So, and this, you can check it all out at frightmareinthefalls.com for tickets.
Yeah, do it. If you guys aren't doing anything, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's party weekend. And I'm like, come party with us.
Mm-hmm.
Come party with us in the falls and get weird.
Yeah.
I'm very inviting.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Right? Oh man.
And then you're going to be having then just kind of a variety of stuff from your site then?
Absolutely, man. Whatever you know, I've been pouring constantly. Like I have to peel after we do this and then
Yeah.
pour some more tonight. But whatever I end up having in stock is coming with me. I'm not sure if the Goosebumps will be able to, because I'm going to be releasing those soon. And I've had a lot of people be like, psst, psst, I want that. And I'm like, I know, you guys get dibs, but like, I would love to bring one of those. It's always nice to bring stuff that's new. Because last time I was there was 2019. So I think my newest mask back then was maybe Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. So people haven't seen Glasgow. People haven't seen a couple of the other ones that I've been making. Yeah.
Dope. And then if you guys can't make it, if you want a mask in by Halloween, order by October 15th. To get those. And that's at makeupbilly.com. And you can also find Makeup Billy on Instagram as well. I'm just like shopping around here slowly.
I know. I'm like, this is like reviewing my site right now. I'm like, oh yeah. I love, so the Skinwalker is such a cool mask. It just sucks. Like I have a small face. So that's my man who's modeling that one. It fits usually a larger face and it's unsettling. There's something weird about a slightly human, slightly not face. I'll go grab mine right now just to show.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Those moments when you wish you designed it for your own head.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
There's
I don't know. I read about the urban legend and they're shapeshifters and they kind of look alien and they kind of look human. And I'm like, you're not wrong. So
nailed it.
Like, I think it would look kind of weird like this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was actually looking at this one today. Like, we should take some pictures, John. You know, you have to get your significant other to help you out with your art. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like, please. Please.
Oh yes, I come home from my regular job and there'll be like a stack of masks next to the sink and he's like, can you wash these? And then I need you to base these over here and then we're doing pictures tonight.
Oh, you're like his little spooky minion. I love that.
Yes,
that's love.
I am Igor from Public Studio.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
It looks like you were done work in the shop the first few times I was doing stuff by myself. It's like, whoops, don't worry about that latex spill. I'll buy you another bucket.
You should see still now the amount of shit I splooge everywhere. He's like, how? Like, we put foam everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes things go splooge.
Right. Right. No, we have it's funny because I know when he's like been like painting a lot because you go through different days, you know, depending on like where you're at in your production stage. I definitely know when he's had a heavy painting day because like I'll come home for lunch or after work and the dogs will always have like a stripe of color from somewhere, you know. So like, oh, okay, you're hanging out in the shop today.
Cute.
You know?
Oh man.
That, or they also like to we keep buckets of water everywhere for like washing off paintbrushes, and then we try to like, well, this is more Brandon because he's much more organized than I, but you know, like as soon as you clean everything, like refill everything, like restock it, like get it ready for the next time and stuff. And then now I found out that now the dogs just think that all these buckets of water are their water buckets.
Yeah, they're
So they'll
sneaky.
just be like on a paint shelf because they're tiny dogs, and they just like, God damn it,
no.
water.
Yeah. I'm lucky up to date. Our Malamute she's not really into the basement.
Okay.
You know, like when we first got her, she'd come down here and she'd kind of sit at me like, what are you doing? Pay attention to me, you know, come hang out. But no, she doesn't mess around with my stuff. And like, I don't know if Brandon's the same way, but I literally take my shit everywhere. Like if I'm feeling motivated to sit in the living room, I'm going to sit in that living room and paint so hard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I don't know, wherever where's that, like the What's the word, guys?
When the mood strikes, is that it? Or
When you're inspired.
when you're inspired, yeah.
Yes. But yeah, the dog doesn't do anything. Some dogs usually bark at masks, they get weirded out by it. She's just like, no. Like,
So, like, if I just let you do your thing, then you can get it over with, and then you can pay attention to me.
Yeah. It's almost like don't need you. Like,
Right.
okay.
The
So
dogs
see you
watch
later.
him sculpt and paint, which I think is hilarious because he'll sculpt upstairs, and the one she'll have fallen asleep at some point, but she's facing in the direction of him, so she was hanging off a chair watching him, and then his little dog, our little Chewini, Snoop Dogg, he actually requires a chair to be pulled out for him, and he sits at the table while Brandon is sculpting. And I'm just like, are you helping with anything, Snoop? And he's just sitting there,
He's
you
just
know?
like, sculpt me, baby.
Yes.
That's
Your Highness.
Yeah. Oh man.
Where would you be without pets and stuff? And I think that's an important thing when you're an artist. I think if you can have a pet, just because you can get so much like in your mind and stuff about everything, and you're like, I've got this, I've got that, or whatever, and then you just like your dog walks by and farts or something, or is covered in a stripe of paint, and you just like laugh. You're like, okay, like none of this shit is like worth stressing out about like this much. Okay, like.
Legit. Yeah, you gotta really, especially working from home, you need to have your little outlets,
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't
No,
always
for
want to be
sure.
like in your room, or else you're just gonna get burnt out. It's not worth it. You gotta have fun.
Yeah, for sure. Well, girls, we've been hanging out here for a good while here. I think it's probably a good time for us to wrap things up. But before we sign off on here, folks, remember we still have the Carrie Challenge going on. You have until the 29th to get your videos in for that. And first place will be winning the first 4-4 mask. So, yeah. Lots at stake. So get those entries in. You can check out Makeup Billies at makeupbilly.com. It's also Makeup Billy on Instagram as well. And then for Dead Bitches Brunch, it's deadbitchesbrunch.com. And we're also Dead Bitches Brunch on Instagram. But yeah. Thanks so much, Billy, for coming on and kicking it with us today. Like, we appreciate you taking the time and sharing us all those masks and all those spooky things. So, no, we really appreciate. And thank you, everybody who's tuned in today and kicked it with the Dead Bitches and Makeup Billy. Make sure you guys tune in next week. We're going to have Chelsea FX on talking about her doing all the special effects makeup on the zombies for last night's show, The Night of the Zooligans. So yeah.
Thank you.
Woo! Thank you guys. It was so fun.
Oh, thank you. It was our pleasure to have you on. Alrighty, folks. Well, till next time, stay dead.